Hey guys, how's it going? Jay here again, today with another recipe. I'm really excited to share this Seitan. There are a couple different ways to pronounce this. The main ingredient in this recipe is the vital wheat gluten. And then I'll just talk about some of the ingredients here, and I'll tell you what you can make out of this plant-based meat that I have been working on for about 10-15 years. I've tried a couple different things, and I think I have it nailed down to a pretty good combination recipes. Again, depending on what you're making with it, so there's so much you could do with this. So I'll show you the basics today, and then I'll talk about a couple things you can make with it. So again, like I said, vital wheat gluten. I have the onion and garlic powder, paprika, black pepper, salt. That's your dry mix. And then we have the wet mix. We have buffalo wing sauce, barbecue sauce. This is basically a soy sauce substitute, your liquid aminos. And then I use Gravy Master. This is a combined ingredients in my spray. I use it for a lot of my recipes. And then we have the nutritional yeast we can add. So with this recipe here, you could make fajitas, you could make cheesesteaks, you could also make gyros, which is a great thing when you roll up in pita, and then Seitan tenders like nuggets. You could put it in a stew. There's so many options out there for this recipe. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be sharing this recipe with you. So let's get started. Guys, so I got my vital wheat gluten. This was about 10 ounce. That's what comes in this package. Always make sure what the quantity is because it fluctuates based on what brand of vital wheat gluten you get. So I got about 2 cups of vital wheat gluten here. And what you do is, what I did here is I got 1 cup of water, and I added some the amino, and then I want to put in some master gravy. This is basically going to add a little bit of flavor to our mix. Next, we're going to throw in some onion powder. Need about 2 teaspoons of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and you could do a teaspoon of paprika, and a teaspoon of black pepper. So once you have your dry mix, give that a stir. I'm going to toss in a teaspoon or 2 of salt. Like I said, there's not much flavor in this flour when you make it. The flavors are going to come when you cook this, and depending on what flavorings you put when you're cooking it, that's when you're going to get the majority of the flavor onto this. So that's your dry mix, and then next we're going to add in our wet mix. So the trick to this is to make sure you get the right consistency. Right now I got about a cup of water. I'm going to gradually add as needed. You don't want to put too much water because then your seitan is going to be too spongy and soft. And you don't want that, especially if you're going for a meat texture here. So we're going to mix this up and kind of gradually work through it to make sure that it turns into the right thickness or texture that you want. The cool thing about this vital wheat gluten is it's going to turn like meaty and stretchy. So it has that same meaty texture. So clearly, it's kind of dry here. At some point, you're going to have to get in here with your hands and mix it. So right now, it looks a little dry. What you want to do is kind of just mix all the liquid in. And then I'm probably going to need about a half a cup more water. So you want a cup and a half of water, and then see if you need more after that. Once you get it to the right mixture here, we're going to let it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then we'll throw this in the Instapot to cook right behind me. So we'll have to do another wet mix in there. That's where I'll add in the barbecue and the buffalo wing sauce. So it's going to kind of cook in there. You kind of want like a vegetable stock type of water to cook the seitan in. So I'll show you those steps next. Okay, so I used about another 1/4 cup of water, not the half. And this is the consistency you want. It's kind of stretchy and meaty. The one thing I forgot to put in the dry mix was the nutritional yeast, so I just added that in. Has a very nice nutty flavor now, so that'll add more flavor to this. I know it looks kind of odd looking thing, but believe me, when we cook this, it's going to be really great. So while we're going to put this aside for 10 minutes, let it sit, and we're going to go get the water started in the Instapot. So here I have about 9 cups or about 3 liters of water. We'll put it on soup to just kind of get this going while we wait, because that does take a couple of minutes. And toss in some buffalo wing sauce, about 2 tablespoons. Same thing with the barbecue sauce, 2 tablespoons. And then soy sauce or your liquid amino. Gonna give that a stir. And this will start heating up. And then what we're going to do next, once the seitan is set aside for 10 minutes, we're going to chop it up into slices, and then we're going to set this to cook for about 45 to an hour. So see in a bit. Alright guys, portions, these are going to expand once we throw it in Instapot into double or triple its size. So you want to kind of do like a 1/2 inch width, and just press them down to spread them out once you throw it in the water. So once you have that, so the way I'm cooking this today is in the Instapot. There's multiple ways. If you don't have an Instapot, you could throw it in a pot, boil the water, and then you can just slide them in and stir occasionally, and just keep an eye on them. Like I said, they'll expand and double or triple in size, so you want to keep an eye on it. In the Instapot, you don't have to worry about overflowing or coming out of the pot or anything like that. That's 2 ways of cooking it: Instapot, on a pot, on a stove. And I've never done this, but you could actually wrap it in a foil and bake it also. But I've never gone that route. I always enjoyed them like this. So we're gonna go put it in the water now, and then so the Instapot comes with this tray. You just want to drop that in there, so this stuff is not going to sit at the bottom and stick, although it will float. So you're just going to drop them in here. You don't want to kind of throw them on each other and they get them stuck, so you just slide them in one by one all over the place, and they won't stick. So this water, you could smell the barbecue and the buffalo wing sauce flavor, so hopefully there's some flavor on this seitan. So we're going to cover this up, stop the venting, and then we're going to put it on steam for about 30 minutes. And then once the 30 minutes are up, we're going to let it sit in there and let it cook, and then we'll release the steam and then finalize it. I'll show you the end result. Okay, so guys, I cooked it for 30 minutes, and then I let it sit in there for another 15, so approximately 45 minutes. I think it's ready and done. And then what I did was I just let it vent slowly, so I'm not splattering some of the liquid that flies out. So I just finished venting it, so let's take a peek. Alright, so like I said, it expanded and twice the size here, and they're floating on top. So what you want to do here at this point is pull them out. You could put it right in that same bowl you were mixing it in. And then you're pretty much done at this point with making seitan. So the next thing you can do, once this cools in the bowl, completely cooled, you can put it in a Ziploc or put it in a container, and you can freeze this, and then it'll last you a couple of months. So that's great to have it on hand, and you can make a lot of things. Today I'm going to probably make steak out of it. So you get the idea. Let it cool and store it, and you can pretty much make a lot of different recipes with it. Come back and check it out. I'll be making a couple of recipes with Seitan this week, so check back in. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.